You're watching KLTX, Channel 15, serving the city of Lufkin.
Today on City Hall Update. Big things are happening in the city of Lufkin. Mayor Bob Brown joins us today to talk about some of the exciting new prospects for the city. Plus, the Angelina Arts Alliance season is coming to a close, but don't worry, there's still time to get tickets to the final shows. Executive Director Jennifer Allen is here to tell us what's in store. And some major renovations have taken place at the Kurth Memorial Animal Shelter. Director Ramsey has the inside scoop coming up. Hi everyone, I'm Yana Ogletree and welcome to this edition of City Hall Update. You probably noticed it over the holidays, but the street department has certainly been busy in downtown Lufkin. The lighting that runs through downtown has been expanded an additional block. It's not much to look at during the day, but it comes alive at night with the lights and music working together to create a fun ambiance. You can also tune in your radio to 100.9 FM if you want to listen to the music that is coordinated with the lights. With all the upgrades, downtown Lufkin is really becoming quite a unique experience. But don't take my word for it. Come check it out for yourself. There are plenty of shops, and you can even get a bite to eat while you're here. It's not uncommon to experience warm winters in Texas. However, this year we are making up for the mild weather we have enjoyed in the past. East Texas has seen its share of deep freezes this winter. For many, the frigid temperatures have wreaked havoc on their homes, mainly the pipes. Now, even if you have been lucky enough to escape busted pipes, you still might want to consider a few tips on how to winterize your home. Now, if your house is a pier and beam construction, insulate all of your plumbing that runs under the house to protect against freezing. Also, don't forget those outdoor spigots. They need to be wrapped and covered as well. Any plants you may have that can't survive a freeze should be brought indoors or covered to keep them safe. Also, make sure your pets are okay. If they have an insulated doghouse and blankets where they can get out of the weather, that's good. But it's better to bring them inside. It cannot be stated strongly enough that absolutely under no circumstances should you ever put a space heater in a doghouse. Space heaters should only be used with human supervision, as they can easily start fires. Definitely keep yourself and your family warm, but above all, be safe. Meanwhile, the Ellen Trout Zoo is back to normal operating hours after a temporary shutdown to protect the animals from below freezing temperatures.
Animal welfare is our top priority, and when it gets cold, we do everything in our power to make sure those animals stay warm and safe.
Well, we do a number of things, which actually starts with even deciding which animals we're going to keep here at the zoo. We try to get animals that are pretty well adjusted to our climate. But that doesn't mean they don't need a little extra when it gets really cold, the same as in the summer when they need a little extra when it's really hot. So we do a number of things as we're gearing up and getting ready for cold weather, and we put it all into really high gear for the extreme cold we had because that's so unusual for our area. But we do some things that are pretty simple, from putting up some windbreaks, providing heat lamps to give some nice hot spots for the animals to be in. Some animals have hog mats they can lie on. Some of them just have heaters. Some are brought indoors for really cold weather. They have some temperature cutoffs. If it's going to be that cold, we just bring them indoors. The animals all did really well through the cold. Some of them might have got a little stir crazy just being inside for so long, longer than normal, but they were fine and everybody stayed warm and healthy. I actually put something on our Facebook page yesterday about our owl chick that was hatched on the 1st, because it wasn't very old. It's just a little fluffy chick. But it was toasty warm under its mother with her feathers keeping it warm through that whole extreme freeze, and inside a nest box, and they both did great.
Everyone is invited out to see their favorite exotic animals, as well as some of the upgrades that were recently completed.
In our first master plan, which is wrapping up, and we're starting our new master plan with basically the same exhibit, and that's one for western lowland gorillas, and it'll be behind me. And it'll represent gorillas in a timber area of Africa, so we can tie our own timber industry with gorillas in Africa. And it'll be a space where visitors come within 2.5 inches of the gorillas, there'll be glass, and it'll be very nice for both our guests and for the gorillas. The project is the biggest one we've ever undertaken, and it's most expensive, and we are raising the money privately to build that exhibit, and so it's going to be contingent upon the length of time it takes to raise the money. And it's the total cost is going to be over $6 million. We did just come off of our 50th year anniversary, and during that 50th year, the City Council adopted a new master plan for the zoo, and we're all excited about that because the gorilla project will be the last undeveloped area that we have right now, and to do anything else we will have to grow, and so it gives us a great opportunity to do things for our animals and our guests and increase visitor experiences to new levels. Springtime is always exciting, and that's coming up pretty quick. And in the springtime, we have an annual fundraising event called Zoo Brew. It's adults only, and it's sampling of different types of beers and wines and food from area restaurants. And that's coming up in May. And then we'll be continuing with our fundraising endeavors for the Western Lowland gorillas.
The Ellen Trout Zoo is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., though they will continue to adjust hours as needed to safeguard the animals against freezing temperatures. For up-to-date information, be sure to follow Ellen Trout Zoo on Facebook. And now I'd like to welcome our mayor of the city of Lufkin, Mr. Bob Brown, to the show. It's always a pleasure to have Mr. Brown here on the show and give us every year an update on what's going on with the city. And I know that you just presented to the Angelina County Chamber of Commerce a state of the city. So let's kind of recap that. What are some of the high points that we're looking at for the city?
There are a lot of high points going on in the city of Lufkin right now, Yana, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it very, very much. I use the analogy of we have 3 good corks under the water, and I hope there's enough fishermen out there that realize we've got fish on the line. And what we are praying and hoping is that in the next month, this being the 1st of February, that we start beginning to announce that we've got some great jobs coming to the city of Lufkin. We've got some in-house type industries that are expanding, and then we've got some outside industries that are interested in coming to Lufkin. And in all cases, they're all very promising, but there's still some legal things that have to happen. And but hopefully the 4B and then the Lufkin City Council in the next 2 to 3 weeks will be able to announce some. EChem, which is on Kurth Drive, has bought some property and has committed to spending $8 million on a brand new facility. And they have a presence in Lufkin, but they're going to have a major presence.
And what is EChem?
EChem is a concrete additive company. It is kind of a chemical deal, but it is a concrete additive company. They are Italian owned, and they have the only presence they have in the United States is in Lufkin, Texas.
Oh, wow.
They want to spend some money and expand their presence in the world, and they had the choice of placing it in one of the plants throughout the world that they have, or buying a company in the United States and blending their product in with that, or placing it in Lufkin, Texas, and that's what they've decided to do.
So what brought EChem to Lufkin, Texas?
In the beginning, I think just the fact that they wanted a presence in the United States, and they had a manager, a president of the company, that had worked with his location group, and they decided that they wanted a larger presence in the United States. And I think they saw the friendly environment, they saw the workforce that's available, and they decided that this would be the place that they could do that. So all of these things work together to make the decision, and you never know what the one key thing is. And the one thing that we've got going now with the You'll Love Lufkin of trying to get people to shop locally is that we're going to have workshops and teach waitresses, merchants, clerks how to be courteous to people and treat people like you want to be treated. And hopefully everybody gets a good taste of Lufkin and everybody wants to locate in Lufkin.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important, the overall experience when someone comes to Lufkin, how they are treated. But, for the most part, you always hear, that's a really friendly city. So, just to add on to what we already have going, that is so important. So you're talking about the new prospects, and I know you can't release names, but are we looking at? Can you say whether or not we're looking at like more industry or more retail?
We're looking at more industry, and that's the good part about this. Everybody says, we've got plenty of eating places and we've got plenty of shopping places, but we need some blue-collar jobs, and a lot of these are blue-collar jobs. A lot of these are professional jobs that are well-paying jobs. So it is a mix, but it is a mix of not retail. It is a mix of making a product.
And that's something that we have been lacking when we've seen the exit of Lufkin Industries or GE and some of the other industries that have, were the founding industries here in our city and are no longer. So that's so important.
I talked to the class of 57 on their 60th anniversary back in October or so of this last year. And I told them, if I'd have stood and told you 20 years ago that 2 foundries would close and a paper mill would close and Lufkin would still be viable, I think all of them would have said I was silly. But we have survived, but I really honestly think that good health is on the way, that we will have some good paying blue-collar type jobs, and hopefully we'll put a bunch more people back to work.
And so one thing that is attractive is the 4B Corporation, right?
Yes.
To these type of industries.
And that is a tool that we've got in our toolbox that we didn't have in '03. And sure enough, the citizens went to the polls, and it was a confusing, if anybody remembers the vote, you had to vote against something and for something. And again, between the chamber and the city and the county, the 3-legged stool that we used to have is now a 6-legged stool with Angelina College and a few others mixed in. But we educated the public, got the 4B approved, and that 1/8 cent sales tax gives us right at $1 million a year. And you can't buy anything with that, but you can entice people to come to you. And sure enough, it has been a great tool that we've utilized.
You mentioned that You'll Love Lufkin and Shop Lufkin, that campaign that is going on for the city right now. How important is that people hear that message?
It is very important because, again, it does give us, sales tax has become a little flat, and sure enough, there's many opportunities to shop online and do things and never leave your house. But I think if the public understands how important it is to the city of Lufkin to have that $14+ million in our toolbox, it means the world to us. It keeps your taxes down, and again, we can do things that we couldn't do otherwise.
Right. And you've been around a while. We were talking off camera about your stint with the Angelina County Chamber. I think you probably had several through the years, and some of the organizations that you've been involved with. And you also mentioned that, if you had said, 30 years ago, would all these industries be gone, no, that you wouldn't even think that. But how do you think Lufkin looks today? After you've gone through so much in the community service and as a business leader, how comfortable are you with the forecast for the city of Lufkin? Extremely.
I honestly am. And the reason for that is you love to see an outsider, someone that has been gone for the last 10 years or somebody that's coming back, to give fresh eyes a chance to look at something. And they will tell you that it is. We're cleaner than we used to be. We are, I think, more bustling than we used to be. Traffic is there's a whole lot more traffic, but it is controlled traffic. And so the loop makes a lot of difference. There's a lot of things that help the truck traffic and the passenger traffic get in and out of Lufkin. And we're not satisfied, but we are very pleased with what is going on and the appearance of what is going on.
Right. And I know in the healthcare sector, we do see kids who have gone off to school, they're now starting to come back into work in the healthcare profession, which is promising as well.
It is, and that's the one thing, honestly, I'm pleased that you mentioned that, because healthcare did absorb all, as the foundries and the paper mill closed, they absorbed, they retrained at Angelina College, those blue-collar workers retrained and became healthcare professionals or technicians, and that Angelina College is the key to what's going on around
here. In so many ways, Angelina College is just so important when you look at the technical certifications they offer for those people who do want to go out and work in an industry type atmosphere, or for the healthcare. You know, you have people who come from 12 counties plus to gain those healthcare degrees and certifications. Right. So, yeah. So one day you can be a blue collar worker, and the next day you could switch careers and go to Angelina College and work in the healthcare profession. And we have, like you said, we have seen that. Yeah. We have really seen that. So
now there's a lot of welders that the pipelines and the oil business has helped, but I've used that as an analogy that there are welders giving flu shots now because they have been retrained. So.
But obviously you look at the workforce, and that has to be attractive for industries who are looking for a place to relocate or to start up a new business. So. Yeah. Well, Mayor, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Anything else on the horizon that you can share with us?
I can't wait until everybody knows what these 3 corks under the water are, and because I really do think it will change attitudes around it for a little while. Now, I drink coffee at the feed store, and then I go to a cafe and drink coffee, and so the critics are laying there waiting on me every morning to help critique what should happen, and it's just time for good news, and we're ready to let it happen.
So no shortage of feedback, right?
There is no shortage of feedback.
Or advice.
Exactly. I get plenty of advice, and we do listen. So.
Absolutely. Well, Mayor, thank you for joining us on City Hall Update. We look forward to those big announcements, hopefully in the coming months.
The news is coming.
All right. We'll look forward to it.
Appreciate it.
In medical news, Dedicated Orthopedic Center broke ground on its new dedicated MRI center. Here, patients will be able to have different types of imaging procedures with the latest and cutting-edge technology. Dr. Jason Carter says the dedicated MRI center is revolutionary, and that the MRI scanners they will employ are the next generation in MRI technology. Construction is scheduled to be completed in July of this year. Next time you think about eating out for breakfast or lunch, consider trying the cafe at CHI St. Luke's Health Memorial with its wide variety of healthy and homemade food options and a warm, inviting atmosphere. The hospital recently invested more than $1 million in upgrades to its kitchen, serving area, and dining room to create a modern restaurant for not only staff and visitors, but the community as well. You don't have to be a patient or a family member that is in the hospital to enjoy the selections from the cafe. It is open daily from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Whether you have time for a sit-down meal or if you need to grab a quick bite to go, they've got something for you. I would like to welcome Jennifer Allen. She is the Executive Director of the Angelina Arts Alliance here in Lufkin to our show.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Last time you were here, you unveiled a fabulous season that has lived up to what you said it was going to be.
Well, thank you.
It's been very, very entertaining, just top-notch entertainment.
Breathtaking, yes.
But, if you've missed out or you're looking forward, there are still some shows left.
That's right.
So tell me about what's left on the agenda.
Absolutely. Well, we're just over halfway through our season, and we still have several really awesome performances coming up that we're very excited about to share with the community. We have 2 more performances in our Performing Arts series. We have Diavolo, who they were finalists in America's Got Talent last season. They will be on our stage at the Temple Theater on March 18th. Sunday, March 18th at 7:30 p.m. We've got roughly about 70 or so tickets left for that performance. If you can imagine acrobatics, it's called Architecture in Motion.
Okay.
So acrobatics, dancing, visually stunning, very exciting dance performance.
Oh, okay.
It's technically dance, but it's much more. It's going to be really great. Obviously, they wouldn't be, were finalists on America's.
Right. Yeah, because that's a pretty stiff competition.
Absolutely. So we're excited to have that. And then we're going to wrap up our season on April 12th with the Five Browns. They are a classical music sensation, 5 siblings, all Texans, and they all trained at Juilliard School of Music.
Oh, wow.
So they travel with 5 grand pianos, and they kind of crunch them all together on stage. And how they perform together is unique. It's one of a kind. It's not a dull classical music concert where you might fall asleep, but it's going to be very exciting. We're excited about that. On top of that, we have 2 more family fun days coming up. On March 11th, which is a Sunday, we have Art Rageous, which is a visual art and music experience, a journey of music through the 1950s to present day. They sing and they dance, and in addition to that, they create live, beautiful works of art on large canvases of iconic images. So it's a ton of fun, very exciting. And it's great for all ages. So bring the little ones, bring grandma and grandpa. It's truly a family performance that is really wonderful for everyone. Then we have added another family fun day to our season, which we just announced in January. This is going to be Sunday, June 3rd, and the group is called Hot Peas and Butter. They are yes. The name is memorable. That's why we love them. They're straight from New York City. They have been featured on Nickelodeon Channel, and they are a mainstay on Sirius Radio called Kids and Stuff. They have won numerous awards from Parent Choice Awards for family music. It is a multicultural music experience that is very centered around positive messages to children. So it's great for the whole family, particularly geared towards the little ones, but really anybody can enjoy this performance. We're telling our patrons to kick off their summer with Hot Peas and Butter.
Hot peas and butter.
Hot Peas and Butter.
I know, it has a ring to it.
Yes, and the great thing about our Family Fun Days is that they are affordable for the whole family. Tickets are only $10 for adults and $5 for children. So we try to bring great performances at an affordable cost so that everybody
can take advantage of
can
it.
take advantage of it. That's right.
So speaking of the tickets, how do you get tickets?
That's
right. Are there last-minute tickets
Absolutely.
available? How does that work?
Well, okay. The first way, there are several ways. First, you can call our box office at 633-5454, or you can go to our website at angelinaarts.org. So call us or go online and purchase tickets that way. And if it happens to be that one of our shows are sold out, or that we are saying they are sold out, we encourage anyone that still wants to come to our show to just come on down to the theater on the night of the performance at curtain time, which is typically 7:30 p.m. for our evening shows, or 2 p.m. for our matinees, that we sell rush tickets, meaning it is inevitable that there are plenty of people that don't show up. They buy tickets and they don't come. So we have never turned anyone away for rush tickets. You could very well get front row seats for only $20. So $20 rush tickets for anyone that wants to see a show and that this performance is sold out.
So if someone has tickets and they're not in their seat by curtain call, those seats are up for grabs?
Absolutely. That's right.
Well, that's good to remember, too, if you're a ticket holder.
Oh, yes.
You know, that you need to be there at the time of the show, or
That's
otherwise
right.
your seats are going to be gone.
That's right. We do encourage our patrons, if they're not able to attend, to let us know, to turn their tickets back in so that we can resell them or give them to their friends. But I will tell you, for every single sold out show that I have seen, there have been plenty of empty seats. Okay. It's just a nature of what we do. But
so that's a great idea.
It is.
Check it out. So more than likely you will get a seat at a discounted price.
That's right.
Okay, and speaking of seats, can you give us a hint about what's to come in May?
Absolutely. So we are putting together another very exciting season of performing arts and education. Our 2018-19 season will be revealed the first Friday in May, which is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Which I believe is
That's a great way to remember it.
That's right. I believe it is the official Star Wars Day, I think. But we're going to reveal that on the first Friday in May to the Chamber Commerce
First Friday luncheon?
Yeah, First Friday luncheon. And I can give you some hints that we are, of course, bringing in more world-class musicians. There will be a little bit of everything from country music to jazz to Broadway musicals and much more. So another wide variety season that is really truly the best in performing arts.
And of course, at that time, you will start releasing or soliciting your season sponsors, your current season sponsors, to renew.
That's right.
And then somewhere along the way, if you want to become a season sponsor, you can do that.
That's right. So how we structure this is that when we announce our season in May, our existing subscribers have 1 month, basically until the end of May, to either renew their seats or lose them. And in June, we open up subscriptions to new subscribers. So of the 900 seats in the Temple Theater, roughly about 677-ish of them are owned by subscribers. So we do try to keep it at about that limit so that we can have single tickets to sell to the public. So in June, new subscribers will have the opportunity to purchase seats for the entire season. And then after that, in August, we do release all of the tickets to go on sale to the general public for the entire season.
Okay,
yes.
So get those tickets while they're hot. But you know, if you do happen to miss out, you know, there's still always a great opportunity. You can go see the show at the last minute.
Absolutely, rush tickets.
Don't forget about rush tickets.
Rush tickets.
So Jennifer, you want to learn more about Angelina Arts Alliance? Give me your website and again that phone number.
Yes, it's angelinaarts.org, and the phone number is area code 936-633-5454 is our box office.
Of course, that's two great ways to get your tickets for the upcoming season or the current season.
Yes.
And learn more about the performances that are taking place here in Lufkin.
Yes.
Jennifer, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and thanks for sharing that information with us. We will probably check back in with you in May after the new lineup is released. It's an exciting time.
Thank you, Yana, for having me on. Thank you.
Angelina College hosted a welding contest recently in its Industrial Technology building. It was open to any junior or senior enrolled in a high school agricultural mechanics program. Contestants had to demonstrate the ability to cut metal plates and execute required welds using shielded metal arc welding. The contest began in 2010 by Angelina College welding instructor Troy Dale Edwards to increase awareness of the welding program at Angelina College and to give the college a chance to promote the welding program to prospective students. According to school officials, it not only serves as a way to get future students on campus, but it is also a fun experience for students to engage in a little friendly competition with their peers.
Just see who's the best welder. All of our friends are here, so we just come say hi and weld. You know, sometimes a bucket of tools, sometimes a belt, sometimes a hood. It just depends. So good luck to everybody.
For more information about the welding contest, or if you have a student who would want to participate next year, contact TD Edwards at angelina.edu. The Kurth Memorial Animal Shelter has completed new accommodations for its furry felines. Recently, the shelter opened its new cat room thanks to a PetSmart grant which funded the project. Kurth Memorial Animal Services and Adoption Center Executive Director Aaron Ramsey joins us now to tell us more about this new addition. I'd like to welcome Aaron Ramsey. He is the Executive Director of the Kurth Memorial Animal Adoption and Services Center. here for the City of Lufkin, and welcome to City Hall Update. You know, we have a show every month. Hopefully you've been watching it. It's Truths and Tales, and that's when we feature some of the animals that are available for adoption. So this is a little bit different setting. We feel like we need to have an animal or two here, but we're going to try to get through this interview without holding a dog or a cat. And but a lot of good things going on at the shelter in addition to adopting out all of these wonderful animals. Let's start first with the renovation of the cat room. Tell me about that.
Sure. We received a grant from PetSmart Charities to update and remodel our cat room, which was in big need of updating. The shelter was built in 1997, so it's an older facility. And it's just been great for the community and the cats as well. One of our employees actually identified the need to improve it, make some changes, and she went out and took the initiative, did all the research, and it was kind of her project, and did an excellent job. She wrote the grant, and we were approved for it. So just a testament to how hard our city employees and how hard our workers at the animal shelter work to improve the lives of homeless animals in the community, and also making it more comfortable for members of the public to come in and view our animals.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. That's a great story to share, because that is an employee who's thinking outside the box, who just said, no, this is just my job. I'm going to stay within this lane and not do anything else. So kudos to that employee. Do we want to recognize that employee by name?
Yeah, her name is Amanda Cagnon. She's our administrative technician for the city. She's been there over 5 years, so she's doing a great job, and we are very appreciative of all her hard work.
Wow, way to go, Amanda. Let's talk about, why is this room so special? What's so different about it than the way it was before?
Yeah, so what's different now, with the new type of kennels that we put in the room, they're called cat condos. They're more spacious, so they create a more relaxing environment for the cats. They help to reduce the stress on the animals because of the space that they have in there. The older kennels were just a single kennel. With these cat condos, the cats have several areas that they can go into, and they're larger, so just a lot more comfortable for them.
Yeah, because we know they are very curious animals.
That's right. Just
to be confined to that one space, metal space, is just not really conducive to what they need.
Yeah, it's a lot more. They're a lot more stimulated. They actually can. The way they're designed, they can actually crawl and climb into different areas. So it really good for their overall well-being, and just
And so you said this was funded by a PetSmart grant. So what did this project cost?
The project, it totaled about $36,000 was the total cost. So, and that included the new cat condos, and also just the remodel of the interior of the room, painting, and some other things that we did to the inside of the room. So,
how many cats will it hold?
It's going to hold. It will hold at least. Well, it depends also, because if we have litters, we can put several cats in one kennel, but it'll hold at least over close to 30 cats, I would say. Yeah.
And obviously you don't adopt out as many cats as you do dogs, right?
Typically we see more dog adoptions than cats. That's kind of normal.
Yeah. So your cats are staying a little while longer.
They stay a little while longer, and we still take a large influx of cats in this area. So it's just good all the way around, because they are there for a longer amount of time sometimes. So just having more space is great for them.
And we've mentioned this on Truths and Tales before, and we talk about it probably almost every month. But the importance of having your cat spayed or neutered, because a cat can produce up to 3 litters of kittens every year, and you take that and multiply that. That's a lot of cats.
Right.
And then of course, like I just said, you don't adopt out as many usually. So it is an issue. And I know it's not just a Lufkin issue. It's all over the country. So make sure you have your pet whether it be a dog or a cat, spayed and neutered. So talking about more renovations at the shelter, the meet and greet room looks fabulous.
Well, thank you. It's been the last several months have been really good for the shelter because with the meet and greet room, we have a great group of volunteers. One volunteer in particular made some donations to the shelter specifically to update that meet and greet room, and she doesn't want to be mentioned by name on camera, but she is a long-term volunteer and does just over the years have done just so many great things for the shelter, and we're very appreciative. But she donated a complete remodel of that area, and it's beautiful. Put new flooring in, new paint, and just a redesign of the room with new wall art and different things, and just really made it up to date and a real comfortable area for people to come and meet their animals.
And it actually, since it's brighter, it just feels bigger.
It feels a lot bigger, yeah. It's amazing what she did to the room. It especially with the flooring, it makes it feel a lot, like you said, a lot larger. And just a real inviting atmosphere for the public to come in and meet potential animals that they want to adopt. And just another very positive thing for the community and the shelter.
And that's an important part of the adoption process, is being able to have a place where you can go in and interact with that animal, bring another animal in from your home to see how those two would get along. So it's a critical part of the adoption process, and we encourage everyone to take advantage of that when adopting out an animal. And speaking of volunteers, the volunteers always do a fabulous job every year putting on this annual event that raises money for the shelter. And that's coming up, right?
That's coming up March the 3rd, and that's a great event. This is going to be the third or fourth annual event. It's called Boots, Best Buddies, and Barbecue.
Don't say that fast.
It is kind of, that's a tongue twister, yes. But it is put on by Miss Molly James, who is just a great volunteer and big supporter of the animals in the community. But she puts a lot of hard work into it. But all the proceeds raised from that she donates that back to the shelter to help injured and sick animals that come into the shelter, to our vetting fund. So she really does a great job organizing. It gets many local businesses involved to take part. A lot of businesses donate different prizes. We do door prizes and things of that nature. So just kudos to her and all her dedication. It's really good for shelter staff to see other people in the community really take interest in wanting to help us and help the animals there. So.
Absolutely. And I know I went last year, tons of silent auction items, raffle prizes, and they do a great job soliciting sponsorships in the community. And of course, the community does a great job coming through with those donations, and for a really good cause, because you do take in animals every day, but what people don't understand is sometimes those animals are sick or injured, and short of just saying, okay, we can't adopt out this animal, we'll have to put this animal down, there's that vet fund that helps the city get those animals healthy and that where they can be adopted out. So very, very important mission that she's doing for the shelter. It
is, and we, they've made such a difference, both her and other volunteers over the years. To one of our big things we look at yearly is our euthanasia statistics and how many animals we have to put down, and all these programs and things that the volunteers help us with at the shelter has helped us to reduce that number significantly. So we just can't say enough thanks to those groups of people that help us.
Yeah, you have a strong base of volunteers, so just a big shout out to those volunteers for the Kurth shelter. What you're doing is making a difference. Aaron, thank you for joining us on City Hall. I'll see you shortly on Truths and Tales, and we will see you then as well as we introduce you to some of the pets available for adoption this month. Thanks for joining us. That's all for this edition of City Hall Update. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you will continue to watch for the latest news and information from Lufkin City Hall. I'm Yana Ogletree. Have a great day.